Hey guys, let's see how it goes today. I'm doing a little earlier. I'm going to do one tomorrow night also, just to see how it goes. I don't expect a lot of people on here today, only because it's early and everyone has freaking jobs. So I'm just giving it a shot and see how it goes this time of day. Again, another one tomorrow night, and I'll probably start the same way and see what happens. Okay, so couple things. We know there's two exams, so the SIE and the Series 7 top off and the Series 6 top off. If the SIE, you know, it's 75 questions. You need a 70 to pass. Now, some things about studying, you know that half the test is going to be risks, products, and counts. That's most of the exam. There's going to be stuff on there that you don't know. It's fine. Just let it go. If you see a question and you have no idea what it is, pick an answer and move on. Don't put it in the mark for review. Don't do any of that stuff. Just pick an answer and move on. Don't waste your time. You're not going to get an epiphany over the next, hour and a half or whatever it is. So basically, when you see a question and you don't know it, move on. Just pick it. I can't say that enough. Don't put it in the review. Don't sit there and clog up the whole review, with all stuff that you're not going to get. It's just going to make it more confusing. Secondly, if you see an answer that you do know, answer it. Answer it, move on, don't doubt it. Make sure you read the question and all four answers. That's the best advice I can give you is read the answer, read all four choices, all four. Even if A looks awesome, don't take it until you've read all four choices. Make sure you read all of them, then go back, and if it's a long question, feel free to read the four choices, then go back and read the first question. Boom, and then answer it. But don't do it until you actually have looked at all four choices. Now, if you see a question that looks long, this is more for the 7 top off and the 6 top off than the SIE, because I don't think there's a lot of, I do not think there's a lot of math questions and long ones on the SIE. Okay. Tyler, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Let's get on to the next one, right? I mean, so if, somebody asks a question and maybe they'll see it. I'm going to ask everyone, whoever comes on here, please comment how many hours a day you studied, how you studied. I want to see if there's a pattern of what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. Put it in here if you want. Put it on comments after I shut down. But I'd like to hear how everyone studies, because I want to see if everyone's making a mistake or doing it right or whatever. And tell me how you found the test was. I don't want answers. I don't want questions. Wink, wink. No, I don't want questions at all. So let me go back to this. First, if you don't know it, don't answer. Just move on, answer it. Don't worry about it. Secondly, do the look at it. If you know it, answer it. Don't worry about it. Just as long as you've looked at it and looked at all four choices, don't rush through anything. Timing's not really a thing on this. Not if you do it my way. The second one, if there's a long question, again, that's more like the top off and the top offs and the 79s and all that. If it's a really long question that you think you can get, but might take a few days, few minutes to do, maybe what you do is go back and just put in the review. You know you're going to get it. Just pick it and go into the review. This is why. If you put something in the mark for review and you just answer it, you answer something, you're not sure about it, you pick mark for review, and then you put it into the mark for review. Look, I repeat a lot of stuff because I'm not doing a script. I'm just kind of throwing this out there. This way, instead of you spending 3 minutes on one question and then feel like you're rushing the rest of the test, you might lose 3 questions to get the one. So put in the review, come back to it later. You may finish with like 15 minutes left and have like 5 questions that you get 3 minutes for. So again, if it looks like it might take you more than a minute or so to answer it, put in the review, come back to it later. Make sure you get the test done. I hear so many horror stories of people going, I spent so much time on one of these long questions, and then I ran out of time, or I rushed, and I had to rush through the last 5. So you gave up 5 questions for one. And if you get a 69, that'll kill you. Okay? So don't do it that way. Do it my way. I think my way works. It's been working for 10 years. People like it, and they think it works. Some people want a dump sheet. That's fine. SIE, it's not as important as it is for the top offs, and in the 63, 66 dump sheets are awesome. Tyler, if you want, shoot me a text. I'll give an example of a pretty good dump sheet that a friend has. And 69, man, that means you just missed it because of lack of luck. Okay, it wasn't really a lack of knowledge. It was just bad luck, bad questions. But maybe what you have to do is just focus on reading the entire question, especially on the 66. Tried to do a little video on it, but that's a lot of information. And again, I do a lot of tutoring for that. But once I get to 1,000 viewers, if I can start getting paid on these things. I'll post every damn day. I don't care. Now, so we have how you do the questions. Now, when you finish, before you finish, don't retake the test. You can't do it. Don't go over it, okay? It's somewhere. You look on my website. It's somewhere on there. You can get it. If not, shoot me an email. I'll try to post it somewhere where you can download it. That might work. One of my students did it, and I asked her if I can use it because we worked on it. We got it down, and it's for the 63. It's more for the 63, but that's half the exam anyway. I'll try to post it on my website so I can download it. No worry, Julie. Let's see what we can get done. So now, when you're done with the test, before you hit submit, just sit there for a second, make sure you're good. And I tell everyone to just go back and review the first 4 or 5, because that's when you're nervous and you might not be in your game. Now, but here's the thing: you have to trust yourself this way. Assume that you're mostly right. So when you go back and review this, you have to say to yourself, I'm looking at the question, and if you read your choice, and if it's anything less than, holy crap, what the hell was I thinking? Don't change it. If it's like, oh, it could be, don't do it. Stick to your question. Most of the time, they've done studies, most of the time, 80%, if you change your answer 80% of the time, you're screwing it up. So again, I think that's how I take these exams. I look at it. If I know it, I answer it. I don't think about it. As long as I've done the 4 questions, I've read the whole question in 4 choices. I'll explain why this matters, this reading. So 4 years ago, I took the Series 66, which is just an exam. I passed. I got an 81. I was very surprised. I did it in like 40 minutes. Okay. Now, so what happens is I took this exam. I did it in like 45 minutes. It's a three-hour exam. It's not because I'm smart. It's just because I'm quick. I'm anxious. I have to get through it. I got an 81, and I'm okay with that because I passed. But I was like really surprised that I did that. I really thought I did better. I mean, I teach it. I should do better. So then I let it expire, and I took this again a year ago before they changed to the no passing score. I took the entire 3 hours, and I got 1 wrong. Okay, that's not saying whatever. I'm just saying that's the biggest advice I can give you, is that you have to take your time. Me knowing my stuff, I lost 20 points with speed. Speed kills in this thing. Now, the other part of this is, I've said this on one of my recent videos. You have to understand that you are going to feel like you're failing the entire test. They're written that way. They're absolutely written that way, that you are going to feel like you're failing on the entire exam. So I want you to make sure that you understand that it's written that way. You're going to feel that way. If you did your studying, you're fine. And I told the story in the video, and if anyone hasn't seen it yet, I had a girl student, and she passed eventually. But she took it. She called me, and she knew her stuff. She knew it. She called me up and said, I got a 71, and hung up. You don't hang up this way. You hang up this way now. But looks better this way. I tried to get her. She wouldn't talk to me. For 2 weeks, I didn't hear from her. Radio silence. Finally, she calls me up, and she goes, well, let's start again. I said, well, you can't do this without telling me what the hell happened. So I found out what happened was she went through it, and she goes, it wasn't you, it was me, meaning her, thank God. That sounds callous, but I'd rather it be her feeling bad than me, because I'm a narcissist. Anyway, I'm kidding. She said at about 30, 40 questions left in the test, I gave up, and I just hit like B, B, B for the rest of the test, which is like, because she said I felt that I was failing. She said the worst part was that she got a 71. So that means she was in the 80s and felt herself fail, and she basically took defeat out of the jaws of victory, if you want to say. She basically screwed herself over. 30 days later, she took it. She felt great. She passed. So I'm saying you're going to feel like you're failing. And I have a couple of students said, thank God I told them that story. They pushed through and they were fine. Okay. So now I'm going to read some questions. I gave my rant. Okay. I study use. Okay. So Stephen, thank flashcards. I watch a video series and review. I make flashcards and study them. I only spend an hour a day at most. I've been putting off the test for months. Okay. So Stephen, okay, I am going to tell you, I want you to push it to 2 hours. 2 hours a day. It doesn't mean an hour in a row. It doesn't mean 2 in a row. Do an hour, do an hour. Okay? Find time. And you have to read. It'll make a big difference. Look, and look, take the test. If you're not going to be fired for one shot, Stephen, if you keep pushing it off, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Just take the damn thing. You might do better than you thought. If you're passing your exams, go take the damn thing. Just go for it. But if they say it's a one-time shot, then make sure you're in the 80s. Make sure you're not memorizing, even if you use a different thing. Like if you want a budget one, there's a thing called Achievable Me. I just talked to them. I just signed a thing with them. I'm not going to really push them that hard, but they are cheap and they have really good books. It's all online and they have questions. So it's a cheap way of getting questions. Okay. So Nicole, what do you mean? If you want videos, not mine, and that's fine. Nicole, I'm going to give you this answer. So I think mine are good, but if you want to actually go through chapter by chapter, mine's more just helping people out. STC has okay videos. I don't know if Achievable has videos. They have the books. Kaplan videos, Notman videos, I don't know. They're probably okay. STC Pet. Now, training consultants is not horrible, okay? They're good as a supplement. So if you already have stuff, their videos are okay. The only problem is that Tina's voice is kind of annoying. So you really want to watch it on a laptop, not a laptop, an iPad. She can double speed it. She knows her stuff. She goes through the book. It's really thorough, but it's like this. She speaks like, oh my God. So I can't watch that. Okay? Okay. Now I am telling you most of the time, I don't know how test keys are. I've never looked at their stuff. I haven't talked to them. I'm not going to crap on them, but I know that STC, now I'm saying Achievable because, hey, I'm working with them. And they're good. They are solid. STC, Achievable, Kaplan, Notman, Past Perfect, and Training Consultants. I don't sell videos. All my videos are on YouTube. That's all I do. These are free. I'm just doing this to help people out because they make a lot of money tutoring, and I feel bad because there's a lot of people who come to me who can't afford my rates. I have tutors that are cheaper. I don't think they're as good, but I do have lower tutors. I only tutor. I don't sell books. I don't write any of that stuff. I don't make videos because I can't do a script. This stuff just comes out of my freaking head. So I would say if you want new videos, either go to STC or go to Training Consultants. Their videos are solid. Training Consultants is more of a supplement for this, and I think you'll get through the SIE with them. But I think the top off might be tougher because they basically just give you what you need. Okay, so let me try to work down. Okay. 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 Now, Julie, I know we've spoken a couple times. But basically, we're going for the top off. Make sure you get through that whole book before you do anything else. You got to do the book. You got to know the suitability. We have to get that down. If you guys have any specific questions, I'm willing to take them now after I did my rant, because this is all just about training, which is absolutely fine. And remember, I'm doing another one at 8:30. I think that's a little late for you, Julie, because you're way over on the other side of the world. So I feel great. I'm reaching across the world. Okay. Training Consultants, again, I like Achievable. I really do. I know that I say I'm working with them a little bit, but I do like them. But I am still saying STC is solid, has a ton of questions and a ton of videos. Oh, thank you very much. Ton of videos and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel great. I'm all over the world. Okay, so do we have any specific questions? And then I'm going to see how tomorrow, I'm going to try to decide which is a better time, whether it's 5 o'clock now or Tuesday. And I really am, now that I have a little more steady stuff in my life, because summer is always tough because I have so many students in the city. I mean, I'm basically teaching from 8 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, and there's no way I'm doing a video without cursing my head off with you guys at night. So I'm going to try to do one 8:30 tomorrow, and maybe if I can find out which one works better, I'm going to find a specific schedule. So anyone have any other questions? I mean, you can ask me questions on topics. Obviously not options because I've done videos on that stuff. But if you have, like, if you saw a question, you're like, look, I don't get it. That's what I'm going to be here for. I'm going to help you do that. And I think I'm going to try to do another one of those where I take the test. I think I can legally use Notman's, the one they post on their website, because it's fair use. Because I'm not stealing their stuff. I'm actually going to credit them. Okay. Okay. So basis points versus points. Okay. So when you look at a bond, thank you for a question. I thought I was struggling here. So now, if you buy a bond and it's quoted at 98, 99, 100, 101, that's points. 98 points, 99 points. So that's $10, really. Each point is $10. Okay? Points. Because if you buy a bond at 980 or 98, it's 980. If you buy a bond at 99, it's 990. If you buy a bond at 52, it's 520. So those are points. So every point is $10 because it's a percentage of par. 98 is 98% of par. Par we know is 1,000, so it's $980. Basis points is usually this is what you have to write down. It's mostly, and if you see the word basis, I know I'm tangenting here, but if you see the word basis, 9 times out of 10 it means yield to maturity. Okay, but basis points are percentages in a way. So 100 basis points equals $10. Wait, $10 is 1 point. So 100 basis points is $10, which equals 1%. Because remember, 98 to 99 is 1 point, but that's really 100 basis points, which is $10. So if somebody goes to you, oh, I made 50 basis points on it, that means you made 0.5%. If I make 200 basis points on it, it means I made 200%, which is, that's what it is. So basis points, 100 basis points equals $10 equals 1%. The books try to make each basis point being 0.001 or something like that. It is way too hard to freaking remember. So remember, 100 basis points equals $10 equals 1%. Easy stuff. Okay. I'm going to just rant until you guys come up with another question. If not, I'm heading out and I'm going to go eat. So now, it's harder now because I'm trying to eat, no eat carbs. So in the city, that's super hard to do because I love pizza and Chinese food, which is pretty much carb heaven. Okay. I hope that helped, Julie. I hope that helps you out. One of the girls, she ended up asking me questions before. So here's a question the girl, one of the women asked me, and I talked to her while I was driving down to Maryland yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, Sunday, in the morning. In the pouring rain, I'm talking to her. It's a fool that I am. What's the difference between SIPC, SIPC, and FDIC? And what is SIPC? So anyone know what SIPC is or FDIC is? And even if all of you answer, it's fine. I'm okay with it. I need the Jeopardy music. I keep saying that. So what is SIPC? What is FDIC? It's awfully quiet. Hold on, let's see if that. Can you hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, because I don't know how it works if it's going to pick it up. Okay. Now, FDIC, both of these cover if the entity goes bankrupt, not if they're fraud, nothing else. FDIC, right, you guys got it right. FDIC covers if a bank. Now, remember something. We have to get this until you guys pass the exam. You guys don't work for banks. You work for broker-dealers. Have to get in your head. If you work for Deutsche Bank or Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan, they may call it a bank, or Merrill Lynch. It's a broker-dealer. You are working for a broker-dealer. So FDIC backs banks. That's like when you go downstairs and you put your check in and you see the teller. like a commercial savings bank. That's what FDIC covers, okay? SIPC covers broker-dealers failing, only broker-dealers, okay? Broker-dealer, SIPC covers if the broker-dealer goes bankrupt. FDIC covers if the bank goes bankrupt. The bank, the commercial bank. That is not for if they screw up or I screw up. It is that's what fidelity bonds are for. They steal your money. That's what a fidelity bond. Or for the 66, a surety bond is in case you have custody. I'm helping out with the 66. 66 is if you have custody, and they make you put up a surety bond. Okay. So now, right. So here's the thing. So John Corzine, I hate the guy, but he ripped the firm off. I don't think he put man out of business. Okay, I can do that. By the way, Stephen, pre-refunding in advance is the same thing, but I'll get to it. So SIPC covers if the broker-dealer goes bankrupt, like Bernie Madoff. They didn't pay everyone because of fraud. They paid everyone because his broker-dealer went bankrupt. And they covered, how much did they cover? They covered $500,000, of which $250 can be cash. So they cover 500 grand in securities, of which, not in addition to, of which 250 can be cash. Now, on SIPC, say I'm married. I have an account, my wife has an account, and we have a joint. That is covered 500,000 each. It's not 1.5 million for all of them. It's 500,000 each. Okay? Okay. So pre-refunding versus advance refunding. I know it cold, but it's harder to do without like little pictures. So if I am a municipal issuer, and it only really works for munis, if I'm a municipal issuer and I go, I think my student's running late, so that helps you guys. Okay. Now, let me see, before I start going into this, I want to make sure that I'm not screwing this up. Oh yeah, she's not coming at those 6, so we're good. Okay. If I am a municipal issuer, everyone, you can write this down. I'm a municipal issuer. I issue a bond at 5%. That means I, as the issuer, I'm paying 5% a year, every year. Just say it's a $10,000 muni bond that I issue. So I'm paying 5% of that, which is $500. So every year I'm paying $500. And let's say you guys bought it. So I have to pay you $500 a year, every year, $250 every 6 months. Okay. Now, interest rates drop to 2 or 3%, and I go, wait a second. Why should I keep paying these guys, you beautiful people, 5% when I can issue a new bond at a lower rate and pay you off? So couldn't I do that? If I owe you guys 10 grand, I couldn't, and I'm paying you 5% a year. If a bonds come out at 3%, I could go issue new bonds to somebody else, get the 10 grand from them, and then use that 10 grand to pay you off. The problem with that is that, yeah, that works. That's called refunding or refinancing, whatever you want to call it. But if you have a non-callable bond, then it's not a problem, okay? So if you have a non-callable bond, then I can't call it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue a bond at a lower rate anyway. So now I have $10,000 from selling bonds to someone else. And then what I do is I go out and buy $10,000 worth of 5% treasuries. So if I buy $10,000 worth of 5% treasuries, which have no default risk, I buy them, I'm getting $500 a year from that treasury. So I'm paying $200 to the 2%ers, but and 5% to you guys. But then I buy a treasury and I'm getting $500 a year from that. Well, wait, so I owe you $500 and I'm getting $500 from the treasury. So I put this in an escrow account, which is like a legal account where you have to follow rules. And I use that money, the $500 a year, to pay you off. So I kind of put a little carve out where as I get paid the treasuries, it goes directly to you, pays you off. Not pays you, but pays you your every 6-month payment. So that's called pre-refunding, advance refunding, defeasing the debt, escrow to maturity. All these things mean the same thing. Now, when they do that, I no longer owe the money. And you, as a bondholder, are very happy. Because prior to that, I was getting, what do you call it? I was actually just getting, I had default risk that if I don't pay you, you don't get your money. Now it's the treasuries. They're not going to default. You're guaranteed to be paid. So your bond and your bond only goes up to AAA rated. Stephen, I hope that, is it Stephen or Stefan? I hope that helps you better. I hope that helped you out. Okay. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I am blind, so I can't always read this stuff, and I'm not putting glasses on, so it makes me look older. Okay. I think that works. I think that's pretty good. I think if you guys have any other questions, I'm happy to help you. I hope everyone on here was helped a little bit by what I did. Nicole, I hope you get videos. It's good stuff. Again, I'm doing this again tomorrow night to see if I get more people. Because 7's great, but I want a lot. I want a lot of people bugging me, so I just have to keep going for an hour or so. This is fine. I did, about 25, 30 minutes. Usually that's how long they take. Back in the spring, there were more people, but I think because it was a lot more people taking it. I'll try to do some 63 and 66 videos once I get above. I mean, I'm about, I think I'm like 100, 250 people away from getting 1,000, and then I can get paid on it. We'll go from there. Somebody just texted me that I'm not eating carbs. Yes, I'm trying to, because I just found out my daughter, who had my grandson, is going at Turks and Caicos in the spring after my daughter graduates, and they told us we're coming. So if I don't want to be shot as Moby Dick, I have to drop some weight. So I wasn't told that. I'm just deciding I'm going to try no carbs for a while. Now, to me, no carbs. Everyone thinks no carbs. They're thinking chicken and fish. To me, that means I go to Five Guys and get a quadruple burger, but no bun. No, I'm actually trying to get away from red meat for a little bit too. I will not do the Impossible Burger, by the way, because I just can't do it, even though it probably tastes great. Okay, I'm rambling. Anyone else have any questions? If you have other questions, and if you have questions that you want me to talk about tomorrow night, email me. You can find it on my website. Okay, email me, and then so hold on, Renee. I'll do it in a second. Email me your question and put YouTube in the header, because I get so many emails. I'm not popular. I'm just saying I get emails from a lot of people because I run a business. Do that and so put a YouTube, put the question in. If you don't want to put it here, even if you have a couple of them, it gives me fodder to talk, so it's fine. Okay, she's taking it on Friday. Can you explain this? The last transaction actually is 550s. Okay. So the question here is that Renee gave me was a transaction in XYZ, the 550s of 2030 was trading at 102. Okay. So let me explain how to read this. Helps. It must be, I think Kaplan does it. I don't think STC does it this way. So you have to understand that you might see XYZ is the issuer, obviously. 5.5S is the they're the 5.5%. So that means that's the coupon, 5.5%. The 2030 is the maturity date, the maturity year when it expires. 102 is the price. That's 102% of par. So that's 1,020. Since it's over par, boom, it's a premium. It's basically, if you see a 1 in front of that number, it's a premium. So if it's above 100, it's a premium. If it's below 100, it's a discount. Now, a couple of things that people said helped them on this stuff. So Renee, does that make sense? That if you see the market price is above 100, it's a premium. It's always a premium. If it's below 100, it's always a discount. Now, I tell everyone to do the bond triangle, okay? So people do the seesaw, stuff like that, that's fine, but I want you to understand that as far as the yields go, there's an inviolate law. If it's a discount, it goes coupon, current, yield to maturity, yield to call. You have to get that in order, okay? Coupon, current, yield to maturity, yield to call. That's always the order, up or down. So on a discount, it goes coupon lowest, then coupon or nominal or stated, current. By the way, the nominal coupon never changes. That 5.5s, XYZ is never not going to be 5.5s. The only way that it'll be different is if they, it would never be different. The current yield would be different, or the yield to maturity. So discount, coupon, current, yield to maturity, yield to call. Coupon, current, yield to maturity, yield to call. That's a discount. Now, in a premium, it goes up here. Coupon's the highest, then current, then yield to maturity, yield to call. So it's the same order, just down. Coupon, current, yield to maturity, yield to call. So let's say You saw this same thing, the 5.5s of 2030, and it was quoted at 4%. So if you see the 5.5s of 2030 and that was quoted at 4%, would that be a premium or a discount? I hope you can hear this music because it's making me laugh. I'll probably get in trouble with Jeopardy for doing it. So again, if you see the 5.5% bond trading at 4%, is that a premium or a discount? Okay, that's it. Now, probably nobody's left because they're bothered by this. So, if you see a 5.5% bond, based on what I just told you, 5.5% is the coupon, quoted at 4% means the yield's below the coupon, which means it has to be a premium. Coupon, current, yield to maturity, yield to call, any of the yields, if they're lower than the coupon, has to be a premium. Makes it so easy. So on the opposite is if the coupon is lower, if the yield is lower than is higher than the coupon, it has to be a discount. So if the yield, either coupon, current, or yield to maturity, is higher than the coupon, it has to be a discount. If it's the other way around, it has to be a premium. So now, how would I do current yield on this one? Again, the 5.5s of 2030 trading at 102. I'm going to say this. Let's go with this. So we always going to do coupon over market price. Coupon over market price. So the coupon is what? 5.5. I put 6.5 because I'm an idiot. Don't ever do any math on ahead. Always in a calculator. 5.5 divided by 102. It gives me, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. It doesn't show up that well. It's going to be, see how that looks? That's 5.39%. So it's really 5.4%. So the current yield on a 5.5% bond trading at 102 is 5.4 because it has to be lower than the coupon because it's a premium. Okay. I think I've talked enough. I hope that helps. Renee, I'm glad that helped you. Again, email me with questions if you want. And put YouTube, make sure you put YouTube on the subject so I know to look at it because I ignore most of my emails. And then I'll bring it up tomorrow night. So I'll make you watch. I'm bringing in more users. Okay. Have a good night, y'all. And we got this. So don't worry. By the way, so the people who are taking it very soon, don't worry about freaking out over real detail. It's very much a concept exam. And just make sure you know the risks. I have a lot of videos on stuff that will help you, but make sure you do the reading. Yes, I love my videos because I think I'm great. But I do think that we have to make sure that you're getting the reading in and watching videos. And try to do 2 hours a night. Just try to do 2 hours a night. If you can bang out an hour the new one I'm telling everyone is, show up to work an hour early. Read then, because then God forbid you have a horrible day and you can't study. Boom, you've got an hour in already. So I think that's the way to do it. Do in the morning if you can, and then do an hour at night, and then enjoy your nights. Okay? And the other one is don't really take any tests late at night because they're not going to do that well. Your score's going to be much lower. Okay, you all have a good night, and I will see some of you tomorrow morning. But don't forget, please like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. But usually the people who are on here have subscribed already. And please feel free to sharing because I love myself. Bye. Good night.